But welcome everybody. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button.
I remember in middle school when you felt self-conscious if you were the last one to go through puberty. That really went topsy-turvy, didn't it?
Sometimes the house barrage, it's too much explaining yourself and it's too apologetic.
Be sure to hit the notifications bell.
I actually do believe Israel won't just bomb countless civilians.
Be sure to tweet this out. Be sure to put this up on your Facebook.
You have to be kind to people. Be kind to the guys in this mess in the first place.
You can put this up on your Reddit.
Chile is a country.
Be sure to cut and paste, a link to this to go into your favorite Facebook chat group.
It's good to see so many normal people in here.
Now, spanking isn't just my deep, dark personal secret. It's America's deep, dark secret.
I've never seen it explained so simply anywhere.
Put this on WhatsApp. Put this on Telegram. Put this on your favorite messenger app.
Hello and welcome to the Untitled Anarchist Seagull channel. I'm your host and Untitled Anarchist Seagull called Elise. Before we get started, there are a couple of things on my mind. First of all, how's everybody doing there, chat? For one thing, Peter Temple, in his novel Truth, describes a character at one point as having, quote, a head like a gland's. Until I laid eyes on Tom Homan, I wasn't really sure what he meant by that. It's been another fucking week, hasn't it? The Democrats are in full counterinsurgency mode. They propose all these nifty-ass reforms, all these great reforms that actually, there's a law that they want to pass that says that ICE isn't allowed to do anything that they're already not supposed to be allowed to do. And there's another one that gives them surveillance powers that they don't already have. Equips them with body cams, which is something cops have been demanding and that politicians figured out they could sell as an accountability measure, even though it's not one. It's literally not one. It's never actually done that. And in the midst of all of that, I mean, it's hard, when you look at these reforms, I mean, one of the things you should always do when people are talking about this great reform they're going to do about something, is you look for the enforcement mechanism. Who gets to enforce it? What happens if whoever it is, whether it's, ICE or CBP or insurance companies or whatever, if they don't do the thing that the law says they're now supposed to do, or they do the thing that the law now says they're not supposed to do, is a lot of the time that is where they get you. Like, for example, in the case of the ACA, there was a lot that was made back in 2009, 2010 about the fact that there was a requirement of a certain medical loss ratio, which, leaving aside the fact that that is a metric that the insurance companies fucking made up so they can make it anything they want, there's another problem. The only enforcement mechanism was that Health and Human Services could ding them if they decided to do so. So it was entirely at the discretion of whatever administration's in power. And it's very similar with these nifty little ICE reforms that Schumer and Jeffries and the rest of those dickheads are now proposing. There's actually a handy 3-letter abbreviation for the enforcement mechanism for these reforms. It's DJT. Because, literally, the enforcement mechanism is if Trump thinks that they ought to be enforced, they'll be enforced. It's his DOJ that enforces that stuff. So, yeah, that's handy. And in the midst of all that, it occurred to me we have a couple of weaknesses in this whole demand to abolish ICE. And I've come up with a way to get around both of them. Both of the main weaknesses. Because, the first weakness, and we've talked about this here before, is, of course, if you abolish ICE, you could, if you wanted to abolish ICE but without changing anything really, you could just rename it, or you could transfer its functions to CBP or whatever. And so, and apart from all that, CBP is much nastier than ICE. They do much worse shit. I mean, the stuff they do on the border if you want to look up, there are fault lines documentaries from Al Jazeera English about the shit the Border Patrol gets up to, like their little habit of using people on the Mexican side of the border for target practice, because according to the U.S., nobody has jurisdiction over those killings. Like, the Mexico doesn't have jurisdiction because the trigger was pulled in the U.S., and the U.S. doesn't have jurisdiction because the bullet didn't kill anyone until it got to Mexico. So they just get away with that shit, and they're allowed to, and they do it because they're bored, because it's a boring job. But, so if you, to take all that into account, you'd have to say something like, abolish ICE and CBP without replacement, which is about as catchy and memorable as Vogon poetry recited to the tune of a Cliff Richard song. But fortunately, I figured out how you get around all that shit. You just say no more deportations. That's what we ought to be defending. That's what we ought to be demanding. Just an end to the concept of deportation. Because if you get rid of deportations, if you aren't deporting people, then you don't need deportation cops. It doesn't matter what you call them. These are deportation cops. And if you say no more deportations, if that's the line you draw, then obviously you can just get rid of the people who are in charge of them and just not do them. Homan has the Habsburg underbite, which is also kind of the Homer Simpson underbite, now that you mention it. That about neck. Another thing that I was thinking about was, I don't know, you saw the protest at the church because of the ICE director who's a pastor. I mean, a lot of white evangelicals were really pissed off at the idea of protesting in a house of worship. I mean, because, like, Jesus would never do that. He would never, like, kick over tables where people are selling fucking merch in a temple and scream at them and stuff. Like, evangelicals really seem to just hate everything Jesus did. No wonder they're so big on the crucifixions. No wonder they fetishize that. But so the White House, they decided to publish these photos, arrest photos, in particular of terrible with names. What is it? Nakeem Halevi. And they decided to have a clanker modify those arrest photos. And it's an example, really, of how when somebody lies, they're also kind of giving you some accurate information. Because when the White House decided to publish those AI falsified photos from Minneapolis, they really could have done anything, couldn't they? I mean, the whole point of faking things is to make them look the way you need them to look. If you've abandoned all connection to factual accuracy, and I think it's pretty clear that these people have. I think we can all agree. The sky is basically the limit. Now, if you've been listening to liberal counterinsurgency influencers, you could be forgiven for assuming that what the administration would want to show was protesters with, like, AKs and Yasin 105s and fucking pitched battles and Minneapolis going up in smoke. Maybe the odd Hamas fighter with, like, the wrong color headband, of course, just mixed in for good measure. After all, the line goes, they want us to be resisting and fighting back, taking the bait, so that they can manufacture a pretext to do, you know, the stuff that they're already doing. They want to manufacture a pretext to do the shit that they're actually already doing. That doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense, does it? And yet, that's not what they did. Did they? When they sat down with their trusty little clankers to alter Nakeem Halevi's arrest photo, they did not give her a gun. They didn't make her look scary or combative, and none of that. They made her cry. In the original photo, she looks composed. She has, like, sort of a slightly raised eyebrow, sort of bemused. And then in the clankerized edition, she's bawling with, like, tears visibly streaking her face. And that is a telling choice. That is a lie that tells us a little bit of truth. To the emotionally constipated target audience of this bullshit, tears signify weakness and defeat. They certainly do not signify a willingness to fight. ICE and the Border Patrol are made of the sort of irredeemable losers who gravitate towards jobs that allow you to enact wanton violence and give you the means to do it, because life has taught them that the only way they're ever going to get respect is if they have a loaded firearm on their hips. And their fan base, which is made up of losers so utterly pathetic that they actually look up to the kind of pieces of shit who brandish a weapon in hopes it'll stop people pointing out what pieces of shit they are even more convinced of this, right? They need it to be like that. Because if being able to do wanton racist violence doesn't get you respect, they might, like, actually have to develop redeeming qualities. Ice and Bortak's national tour has been the definitive refutation of this fundamental article of faith of fascists everywhere. There they are, they're strutting around Minneapolis with their guns at the ready, their imitation tactical vests on, their faces covered, because they're shit scared that their neighbors might find out what they do for a living. All the things that in their worldview engender respect. And there's no respect on offer. Everywhere they go, all they find is ordinary people of all genders and backgrounds telling them what pieces of shit they are and making it clear that their presence will not be tolerated. For all their signifiers of being bad motherfuckers not to be trifled with, all they get in return is people screaming Nazi scum off our streets, blowing whistles, keeping them up at night in their hotels, following them around town to warn their neighbors, and standing up to them at every opportunity. And they do not understand this. Like, if you look at their Twitter, talking about, like, Renee Good or Alex Preddy or whatever, they're mystified by the idea that somebody would lay down their lives for a neighbor or a friend or a comrade. The idea of courage mystifies them. They don't know what that is. They literally don't know what that is. They're so completely unable to understand the concept of bravery that they don't even feel ashamed to say, I don't know what this is. So don't take the counterinsurgency bait, is what I'm saying here. These bastards don't want us to fight them. They want us to grovel. They need us to grovel, so much so that given the total shortage of people willing to grovel to them, they had to fake some photos in order to have at least a little fake groveling to show for their trouble. People's decision to come together and fight back isn't playing into some masterful stratagem of the fascists, no matter what the outside tranquilizers say. It's freaking them out. They can't cope with it, because their entire strategy was to terrorize people into submission. The idea that people would refuse to submit in the face of terror is something they're no more prepared for than George W. Bush and co. were prepared for the eventuality that Iraqis might not meekly submit to occupation. So, those were some things that were on my mind. Oh, I had heard that LAPD was doing some shit. I'd actually heard that there was like ICE or Border Patrol fucking around in Compton the other day as well. So what have we got today to look at? I found some interesting. So I found a new channel of like jabronis that I thought we might look at. It's called Normal Gays. And they want us to know that annoying online leftists have learned nothing! So I think we're going to have a little look at these normal gays. I'm sure they're very normal.
This alabaster-ass podcaster used his platform, which he's ill-informed.
Okay. This is Brad Palumbo and Clarkson Lawson. Never heard of either of these guys. But they're apparently, they want us to know that they're gay and they're normal. And what by which they mean that they apparently do not actually seem to like queer people very much. They're sort of homophobic gays.
To tell his audience not to give any type of financial campaign assistance to Jasmine Crockett. He says don't give her any money. It's a waste of time. Kick that cotton, dig that ditch, fry that chicken.
Imagine the cotton. Imagine fry the chicken. That's... What's up, guys? Welcome back to Normal Gays, where we take on LGBT insanity. Actually, we're taking on insanity today.
But it isn't.
Okay. So we got just a little bit of ableism right off the bat, so that's always a good sign. As I said, I haven't watched this. I'm not familiar with these guys. I don't know exactly where they're going with this. Hey, Riveroon. But we're all gonna find out together, and that's kind of what's interesting about this. Okay, so we got two sort of like I guess white dudes from HR and marketing, I think, respectively here.
Involving gays. I guess. Yeah, well, there's a lot going on. He already did a video on this on his channel, but I'm involved in some drama on Twitter, and it has to do with Democrats. But before we get into that,
we are doing a members-only video this week, doing a deep dive into our favorite queer TikTok beggar, Leanne What's an uncovered lore? She is apparently broke and needs mutual aid every week, but we literally offered her $300 to come on our podcast, and she blocked me. So
yeah, she blocked me too, but I was...
Okay, so... That's salty. I don't even know who they're talking about, but so apparently, like, she, like many people, needs mutual aid, and so they decided to bait her with $300 in order probably not to be very nice to her on their podcast. And she, I mean, I have to say I don't know anything, I don't know much about them, I don't know anything about who, I didn't even catch the name. But I would say that's a kind of a dignified thing to do. If you really, because $300 if you need it is quite a lot of money. I mean, I know I've needed it a fair number of times. I've actually got some kind of good stuff possibly about to be happening, so touch wood, but
saying encouraging.
I think that just means she wants us. I think by blocking us, she was telling us she wants us to just show up at her house.
She's gonna sue us. She's every time you say that.
I'm joking. It's a joke.
She's gonna crowdfund based off of.
But she can't sue anybody.
Anyways, we're gonna get into it today because who are what is it? Bowen Yang
and then some other dude. I had his name written down earlier.
One of them's on SNL. The other one is like a famous
former
podcaster.
SNL. He just
I see. There's a channel. I mean, a chapter title here. Famous gays attacked for a false racism scandal. So, I mean, I'm glad we have two white cis-normative gay dudes to explain why it's a fake racism scandal.
You just stopped.
That's always great.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, they're these gay podcasters. They're
progressive.
They're they're leftist. Yeah. Like, they are very progressive, and they have a great career.
I can't wait to hear what that means to these two guys.
They've got a big audience, and actually, funny enough, just a year ago, Tina Fey told both of them that they needed to watch their mouth and watch their authenticity because they're getting too famous and they're going to get canceled. And that's exactly what...
Wait, what? Okay. I mean, well, so Tina Fey said this, so, like, is Tina Fey a metric for these sorts of things? I don't think I've heard Tina Fey even mentioned in the past 12 months. Is she, like, a metric for who's going to get canceled now?
What's happened? So, we all know who Jasmine Crockett is.
She, big supporter of Israel. She manages to do the thing where she gets all these clips where she's speaking out against Trump, and then when you actually when she was asked if she would be willing to consider cutting off weapons to Israel, because of the whole genocide thing, she said, yeah, what Netanyahu's doing isn't great, but that would endanger the alliance with Israel, so I'm against. And it turns out her funding is dodgy as hell as well, but okay.
As a fairly, left of center person, she's not my favorite politician.
I mean, left of what center exactly?
I think she's just very,
trashy.
Oh, wow, yeah. I mean, never a red flag there.
Wouldn't even say that. I think that she's kind of like a Marjorie Taylor Greene of the Democratic Party. Like, she's just a loud mouthpiece that says things that are...
A loud mouthpiece.
Clickable to get social media attention. It's not really much of substance.
Oh, but she's gonna win the Texas.
But she's gonna win
it.
Yeah. So these two gay men who are very progressive and leftist went on their podcast and basically said
Don't give her your money.
Don't
It's
give
a
her
waste.
She's not going to win. Give it to, because there's another candidate, James Tellerico, who's running, who is very soft-spoken, he's very intellectual, and he's kind of like represents a new brand of
And he
Democrats.
goes to Christianity.
He's a Christian.
He's also not going to win. But
No. Basically calling Latinos
like,
slaves.
she has some
said that Latino.
Then the woman who called ICE slave patrols and running.
I mean, which they are. I mean, they are.
And said that Latinos, basically calling Latinos
like,
slaves.
she has no chance in hell.
No.
But they said don't vote for her, and
Calling them what? I could not actually make that out.
slave patrols and running for the border.
And said that Latinos, basically calling Latinos
like,
slaves.
she has no chance in
Yeah, I
hell.
still can't make it out.
No.
But they said don't vote for her, and
As you can imagine, Twitter has blown up, and we'll just play the clip, but you can just guess, well, Jasmine Crockett's black, so...
any criticism of a black woman is racism, obviously.
Yes. So let's just watch.
Don't waste your money sending to Jasmine
Okay, who's this guy?
Crockett. Do not do it.
I must agree.
Hi, I'm too raw, too real, and I don't give a fuck how you feel. Matt! I'm about to lay your ass flat. Let me tell you something, bitch.
Okay, like, I literally, none of these people are familiar with me.
Bitch. Don't you ever, in your 35 years of being here and being queer, think you have the audacity, no, the caucasity, to be a ass Caucasian and telling a black woman who the she can and cannot mother be, bitch.
He's not... Okay, let's just... I'm gonna have to...
I mean, we haven't actually seen enough of the clip to know what the fuck anyone's talking about, actually.
interrupt this a few times. First of all, it's blatant racism.
What?
I mean, yeah, that's.
Oh, they're doing a reverse racism. That always bodes well. These guys are going to be great.
That's what it is. Second of all, he's not telling a black woman what she can and can't be. He's just.
I mean, we haven't seen enough to know what she's telling any. I mean, he told people not to vote for her. Okay. I mean, I would tend to agree, actually, but I haven't heard why he said that.
Being realistic
making an observation.
about political reality.
Correct. This is not anybody coming for anyone because they're black. This is.
I mean, we haven't actually been given enough to see whether that's the case or not.
People just.
I mean, as much as I said, not actually her biggest fan. No es santa de mi devoción para nada. But I mean, shit. It is possible to have a criticism of her for shitty reasons, and we've not actually been told one way or another. So I don't know. Like, I'm not familiar with any of these guys.
Acknowledging the reality that Jasmine Crockett's brand has been solidified as this anti-Trump
MSNBC.
Well, I mean, it has, and honestly, that is probably not a bad thing, because everybody fucking hates Trump. Well, most people do. Normal people do.
MSNBC
and
liberal.
that person is not that kind of person that
won't
she's
win
chosen
Texas.
to become is not going
I
to
mean,
win
even
Texas.
if you look at her campaign ad, all it is a picture of her face with Trump saying bad things about her in the background. It has
yeah, I mean, see, if the Democrats were actually resisting, being in opposition, that would probably actually be a pretty effective ad. I don't rule it out being an effective ad as it is, because again, the people who will vote for Democrats in the first place don't like Trump. And in fact, a lot of people who won't vote for Democrats, and not that they would vote for Republicans, also fucking hate Trump. So, I mean, the idea that is fundamentally a bad marketing decision. I mean, yeah, it's vapid as hell. It doesn't tell me any useful information about what somebody's for, and that is seriously a red flag, because there are plenty of people who don't, just like there are people who hate Biden for based reasons, and there are people who hated Biden because they managed to, create a headcanon where Biden is a communist. I mean, there are people who hate Trump for, the reasons that a decent person would hate somebody who does the shit Trump does. And there are people who hate Trump because he's bad at imperialism. He does it wrong. And they think he's fucking it up. And it's I mean, that's the as far as I'm concerned, that's his only redeeming feature, is that he's fucking it up.
In a state that Trump won by double digits.
Correct. That's not so anyway.
Yeah, well, how many people stayed home though?
facts are just racist.
Yes, observations are just racist.
These people are they're stuck in a time loop that it's still 2019.
I mean, if they're trying to say that Trump has suddenly become popular, that hasn't happened.
Don't give a
But I mean, will that? And I actually, that's not really what I'm concerned about. Like maybe that would actually play, you know, because the thing about midterms is whoever's in the White House, their party tends to do badly because people are disgusted with with what they're doing. That is generally how it tends to work. The Democrats do best when they're in in the midterms when they're not in the White House. The Republicans do best in the midterms when they're not in the White House. Everybody does better in the midterms when they're not in the White House because then they have an excuse for why the shit they say they want to do isn't happening.
About this.
I mean, this is the most lowbrow.
But it's viral. It's everywhere.
This alabaster ass podcaster used his platform, which he's ill-informed, to tell his audience not to give any type of financial campaign assistance to Jasmine Crockett.
I mean, okay, I gotta go to... There was the whole thing on her funding. Here we go. There was an... Yay! Hello, Suffolk Manatee. And you just... Okay, I'm gonna drop this link in chat. But... I mean... Okay. There's all sorts of dodgy shit. Her donations have included figures connected with, Trump and the arms industry. Trump-associated cryptos of Mark Andreessen, far-right fascist asshole. Lockheed Martin. I mean... as I said, there's all sorts of dodgy shit about her. I don't know that any of these people are actually criticizing her on that basis. And we've been given... I mean, it strikes me that these guys are reacting to this. They could, show us anything they want, and they have not actually shown us anything that tells us what these two dudes on the right there, their criticism even is. Because it could be racist. I don't know these guys from Adam. I don't know the guy in front of him either. But I haven't seen it. That article goes into her donations. It's definitely worth reading.
He says don't give her any money. It's a waste of time.
Well, I mean, she's getting lots of money from people who have lots of money.
Get that cotton, get that ditch, fry that chicken.
Imagine fry the chicken. That's the way that almost sounds like we want him to be a racist.
Well, I mean, I will say again, I don't know who the guy who is reacting to the guys that they're this is a meta reaction. I don't know any of these motherfuckers. Okay, so just take that as read. I'm gonna try not to keep repeating it though. That is my tendency. But, I mean, the thing is, there is a tendency to be highly suspicious of white dudes, coming for, coming for black people, because the thing is, there often is a lot of racism there. I mean, these two guys are sitting here talking reverse racist, so you know they're gonna say some more problematic shit before this thing is over.
Just podcasters. It's like you're
they're just podcasters, they can't be racist. And again, I don't know if they even were, because these guys don't seem confident in their audience to enough in their audience to actually show us anything about what their substance of what they're saying is.
Characterizing them as that they would want Jasmine to be picking cotton, it's just inflammatory rhetoric for no reason.
Literally, for no reason. Then why don't you show us more of their podcast? I don't know who these guys. Anybody, please, chat. These guys on the right, the podcast that the dude that they're reacting to is reacting to. If anyone knows who those guys are, Please tell me, because I've never heard of them. I don't recognize them, and
the crime they did was just being realistic.
Yeah.
well, then why didn't you show us that? Like, why didn't you show us them just being realistic then? Oh, God. Was LASD in on the action as usual?
And then you're gonna say all of, like, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that these people have, like, supported lots of black... They were all in for Kamala. Their issue is not...
They were all in for... Okay. Which, again, that doesn't exactly exonerate them from racism either.
A black
They're leftist. Like,
but you just said they were all in for Kamala. Like, which is it? Are they leftist or are they all in for Kamala?
they're literally leftist.
Based on what?
I don't get it. Anyway.
Well, I mean, I believe that. I believe that he doesn't get it.
All right, let's just...
You're not gonna win in Texas. You're too black, bitch.
She's not gonna win a Senate seat in Texas, you guys. Like, if Beto O'Rourke couldn't do it, like, Jasmine Crockett is not gonna do it.
Well, the thing, okay, and I don't actually necessarily buy that argument. Just the thing about Bob O'Rourke. Let's be honest. He decided to nickname himself Beto to sound like he was down with the community that he wanted to pander to. That motherfucker has absolutely no connections to that community. And, I mean, he was a milquetoast fake motherfucker. So, I mean, the fact that he didn't win does not inherently mean that somebody else wouldn't. I don't necessarily think... I think you would have to actually be fairly transformative, or at the very least a fresh item on the menu to do it. And she really isn't that. But, at the very least... Yeah, Brad Palumbo, but I'm talking about the dudes on the right here. Let me make sure. I'm pointing as if my finger is going in a direction that makes sense to your eyes. I need to stop doing that. Okay, so we have these guys. These are the normal gays, the ones in the studio there. Then we have this dude. I don't know. Then we have this dude that they're reacting to, the one who used the word, who said, "Oh, the caucasity," etc. And then there are these two dudes here, although you only really see the one dude in, like, the green jumper right now, who he's reacting to. And it's those guys who I'm trying to figure out who the hell they are.
He says, "Oh, she's only making this about her."
Anytime a politician is making it too obviously about themselves, I'm already done.
Well, was she making it about her when she was standing up against ICE?
The fact that a woman was killed, she was shot in her head.
She's making it about her in her campaign ad. Like, this guy is being obtuse.
He's like, I'll bring up a different unrelated clip where she's not.
Well, no, I mean, again, they're showing us just enough that they can just immediately dunk on it badly.
Right, and he's trying to make his audience get riled up into race wars. This is the prime example...
into race wars, shut up.
Of where 2018, 2019 went wrong. People like this creator capitalize off of black rage.
Oh, great, we're gonna get to hear these guys take on black rage. I'm sure it's gonna be fascinating. I'm sure there's not going to be anything problematic or dodgy or just fucking white supremacists coming out of these guys' mouths.
Knowing damn well this is not about race.
Is it, though? I mean, in fact, I mean, in the case of specifically even who's likely to win in Texas, I would say racism probably does come into that to a certain extent, because there's kind of a lot of racism lying around in Texas, just as there's a lot of racism lying around in this fucking country.
You're literally selling out your own community and triggering them so you can get a bunch of views rather than engaging in any substantive...
Well, what exactly are you guys doing? I mean, it's interesting that they said selling out your own community and, like, pimping for views. Because as far as I can tell, that's kind of their thing. Maybe that's why they're pissed off. It's copyright infringement.
Intellectual discussion. Now,
okay, this guy... on the right there, Luigi Mangione from Temu. Okay, that facial expression looks like he just trusted a fart he shouldn't have.
I don't know if this creator's just not capable.
I think
having
it's
intellectual
genuinely
discussion.
just low IQ.
Oh, yeah, nothing dodgy here.
Incredibly stupid.
I mean, we've been given absolutely no reason to believe that either. I mean, it's interesting that they just sort of jumped to that sort of... Oh, I mean...
I don't know.
These are very normal gays.
I don't think so. I think
He sounds dumb.
Wow, like, based on what? Based on the fact that you disagree with his take, which is the only thing... Like, he said he thinks it's racist, you think it's not racist, so therefore... Like... I'm not even saying it is. I'm not saying who's right because I'm not familiar with those guys. So I'm not putting my hand in the fire for them, no, or any of these motherfuckers at this point. But these two guys, the normal gays, I mean, they're dodgy as hell. So I'm not giving them at this point any benefit of the doubt.
The way he speaks, he sounds like he has a room temperature verbal IQ.
You're also.
Oh, well, what, you mean the way he speaks, the fact that he uses, AAVE. Okay, that's cute. Wow, these guys are wonderful.
Asking people to legitimately hold prejudice towards people of color when you tell them that they cannot critique any person.
Okay. So that's the... Pointing out that you think something is racist is the real racism.
Fact.
Like, we should have a fucking bullshit bingo for this.
That she's not going to win, and you compare them to saying that black people should be picking cotton and frying chicken.
Well, we've not actually... Like, if that is so wild as an interpretation of what these two guys were talking about, that they're reacting to a reaction to, then maybe they could show us some more, because we just haven't been given that.
I mean, he goes on for like... Yeah, he goes on for like 3 minutes. Yeah, okay. So we don't need to watch that.
Oh, okay, so they're not going to show us anymore. We just have to trust them.
But basically, there's a lot of comments and
response. Do you want to watch the other video of the girl?
Okay, the guy on the left kind of looks like a Jem Hadar.
Talks about the gaping.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's another creator who made a video, and she got like 100,000.
I mean, not a Jem Hadar, like a Jem Hadar.
Likes too, so let's
go. I think it was up to 200,000 likes.
Great.
It's
everything's great. Over here on the left.
The left is doing amazing.
Everything's going fine.
Let's listen to her.
It's always a twink with a gaping rosebud and a microphone. But since we are being funny, since the Boys with Podcast decided to turn a black woman's Senate run into a punchline, let me...
Okay, is Boys with Podcast, is that the name of this... Is that the name of these dudes? They're Boys with Podcast. No. No, that isn't it. Okay, that isn't the guys that these guys were talking about anyway.
Return the favor. Because it's...
But I don't know who she is either.
Actually insane. And I'm not talking about quirky insane, not internet cute insane, but structurally violent insane.
Nothing
Structurally violent?
No, we're...
Ooh, like... Again, leaving aside the ableism again, but, like, so they just find the concept of structural violence funny? Like, he's just fucking... This motherfucker who's talking about people's IQ is, like, sort of giggling and clapping because somebody said structural violence.
Words, it's like nothing matters.
It's a war on the dictionary.
They have taken hyperbole so far that they...
Like, then maybe you should show us enough that we could actually... Like, I mean, I have absolutely... This is... Yeah, I mean, this is some serious bullshit here, because if you actually felt that your interpretation would hold up, you'd show more of this. And it's not, again, it is not that I'm holding a brief for the candidate they're talking about, because I'm not impressed with her at all. Because of the whole pro-Israel thing, because of the money from the arms companies and the crypto grifters and all that bullshit. Yeah, I mean, no. But...
Actually believe...
I mean, so there are... I'm sure there are shitty defenses of her, and Maybe even some of these people they're reacting to are engaging in shitty defenses of her. Just like I'm sure there are shitty, bullshit, racist criticisms of her. But it is remarkable that these guys don't want us to see enough that we can judge for ourselves. We just have to trust them.
That it is all reality.
Let's recap.
Like, if this guy looks like he should be, like, crashing some cymbals. The guy on the right.
What happened? 2 dudes on a podcast said they
One of them who is Asian as...
And
2 dudes on a pod... Well, well, if one of them is Asian, they couldn't possibly be racist. Okay. I'm gonna just look at another of these. Normal gays react. Woke crowd. Boos! Black lesbian. For trans concerns. Oh, this is gonna be good. I'm just gonna content warn here because I think we're about to get some transphobia in here.
I was assaulted. No, they are not. They are men. I was assaulted.
Okay, so these are her trans... these are her trans concerns? Is this who we're talking about?
Hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gays, where we take on LGBT insanity. I'm Brett Palumbo here with Clarkson Lawson.
What's up, guys? We want to thank you guys for joining as normies when we had to watch Lily Tino's OnlyFans.
Spicy.
It did very well. A lot of you guys.
So many of y'all signed up just to watch us watch that.
The most emotional turmoil during that.
I mean, you know these guys' fucking Grindr profile says no femmes, no fats, no Asians.
Episode. Brad liked it. But this week we're going to be reacting to a debate between our favorite person that we haven't talked about in a while, Jeffrey Marsh. Yeah. So that thing, salad fingers, we're going to be reacting.
No, let's get into this.
Please ask you a question because I flew here to do that. Yeah. Okay. As a lesbian woman who was attacked in a woman's locker room at Gold's Gym this week by a self-identifying trans woman with the documented history of domestic violence.
I mean, first of all, is any of this true?
I'm deeply concerned about women's safety in female-only spaces.
I mean, like, if this was true, you know this shit would be all over the place.
What would you say to women who are seeking assurance that their safety will be protected from men who, by California law, can self-ID as women?
Okay, so, like, this is okay, so that's a bullshit, because, like, guys who want to attack women aren't gonna go through, like, this, you know, make a statutory declaration in order to do it. They've never had to before. Why are they gonna start?
Women-only spaces, sir. Please tell me.
Like, I mean, since when have you ever actually needed the paperwork to get into those spaces in the first place?
So we want, I mean, everyone to be safe, and we also know that, you know, we have trans people, both men and women, who are men and women, and so you know, so if you're trans women are women.
Senator, you've done great things with the.
Well, we can look at the rest, but let's just pause. Let's reflect on that as a response.
That wasn't an answer.
Like, yeah, I mean, the response. Well, I mean, it wasn't a legitimate thing to say. Also, it was bullshit, and I wouldn't be surprised if this far-right activist who they're standing here, to the extent that what this probably was is somebody recognized her as a TERF who slags off trans people and tries to impose... they're Chelsea supporters? Chelsea, fun fact, is a notorious fash football club in London. Like, the Chelsea Headhunters are one of Europe's best-known neo-Nazi hooligan gangs. Repping Chelsea is a choice. But, okay. So, assuming anything happened at all, which I kind of don't think it did because I feel like we would be hearing it all over the fucking place, it was probably somebody criticized her for being a bigot.
Answer.
Somebody says to you, I was just verbally assaulted and made uncomfortable.
Oh, verbally assaulted and made uncomfortable. Yeah. I mean, she should be uncomfortable. Fuck off.
By a domestic abuser.
Citation needed.
Masquerading as a trans woman in the whip.
No, she did not say masquerading as a trans woman. And, like, what is the... Yeah, I mean, if somebody says some wild bullshit like that, I mean, the first thing is, like, did it actually happen? And no, I don't actually buy it, because the way the far-right outrage machine works, this would be everywhere. The fact that they're not saying anything about it tells me even they don't think it's any good.
Women's room under your self-ID policies in California.
So, like, the idea is that we shouldn't have self-ID for trans people because TERFs might get criticized? Like, I hate to break it to you, but people are going to criticize TERFs wherever they find them.
California, where anyone can just go in based on no verification, and your response is...
Oh, there's already no verification! That's just normally how it works. Like, what fucking bathrooms are you going in that you have to show ID?
Well, I want everyone to be safe, but trans women are women.
It's almost like
Well, she is safe. She didn't say that she was... I mean, she said verbally assaulted, which is to say criticized again. And since, I mean, we're talking about an anti-trans bigot, assuming any of this is true, because TERFs lie a lot, I mean, honestly, I don't give a fuck.
Got caught up when he was speaking because you could see his hands were nervously touching the mic. Like, he got caught up in virtue signaling and actually...
He got caught up in virtue signaling. Yeah, I mean, that's why time management is important, because it's easy to get caught up in virtue signaling when you gotta actually mow the lawn and stuff, too. You know, you're, like, too busy virtue signaling to mow the lawn. So you gotta make sure you work out. The best thing to do is virtue signal and mow the lawn at the same time. Yeah, exactly. If something like this happened, then they would be like, they would go to like whatever bullshit publication would put it, like the Post Millennial or fucking Gateway Pundit or whatever the fuck, Tim Pool, and they'd be pointing out all the deets. But the fact that it's verbally assaulted, so not actually assaulted, just insulted. I mean, that already tells me this is nothing.
Actually answering the question, and his brain could not compute. Like,
well, because the question is a bad faith question. His brain was not... Yeah. He did not expect to be handed that level of bullshit. He should have been prepared for it. Like, if you are publicly defending self-ID, you should be prepared for that, because this kind of bullshit is kind of a standard thing. And there are obvious responses to it. Like the fact that actually, if any of the women who mostly get assaulted in public toilets are trans women, actually. That's who gets assaulted.
Like, I don't know how to answer this, because the only way to truly address this issue is to invalidate some self-identifying trans.
No, it isn't. First of all, it's not an issue. Was it Stephen? I thought it was some other right-wing dude who was, like, doing it. He was trying to own the libs by, like, self-IDing as a woman and getting a whole new wardrobe for it, and everybody was so cool and, like, just totally accepting, and he didn't know how to process that, and interestingly enough, he was seen doing it again not long thereafter. I mean, he'd done his bit, and so maybe, actually, we shouldn't assume his gender.
Right. To say that you can't just literally have... Or, you know what you have to tell? The honest answer would be, I believe in self-ID policies, where anyone can go into any restroom.
Well, I mean, that's literally just how... fuck it. Like, have these people never been to a public toilet? Like, what public toilets are they going to where there's a checkpoint? There's no checkpoint. Nobody's asking. You just go in the door. Nobody says shit to you. And you do your thing. You wash your hands, hopefully. And you get the fuck out.
Right.
And the cost of that is that people like you will be made to feel uncomfortable. And
I'm fine with people like her being made to feel uncomfortable, actually. People like her should be made to feel uncomfortable. They should actually feel kind of ashamed.
Sorry for that, but that's the price.
Why should anyone be sorry for that, though?
Care more about trans people feeling happy than we do about your comfort.
The comfort of bigots. Yeah, fuck the comfort of bigots. These guys, I don't care about their comfort either.
That would be the honest answer. It would also be insane.
You could also say it in a politically correct sense by saying, like, every policy has ramifications and...
This isn't a ramification of any policy, though. This is a ramification of her, assuming that any of it happened, it sounds like what actually happened, crediting even anything about what she said, is that somebody called her out for her bullshit. And that's not a result of self-ID. That's just a result of her having bullshit that needs to be called out.
There's downsides to everything. This
isn't a downside. Where's the downside? A TERF got called out. Well, yeah, there is also that. Yeah, women, including cis women, can be pretty fucking violent. In fact, there are cases, when you actually look into assaults in public toilets, in women's toilets, it is very often cis, straight women beating the fuck out of queer or queer-looking women, because they've decided they're in the wrong toilet. That is who's the victim of this stuff.
Instances where there's a downside to that policy, but
but
the good of it overweighs your experience.
The downside here is that bigots are uncomfortable. That's not... who gives a shit? That's not a downside. Bigots, they should be uncomfortable.
Right. You could say that. I would disagree, but he's just
that would be the politician answer.
Right.
She would think he's like politically trained on this.
But the problem is...
it seems like probably he wasn't, which is why his answer was not very well prepared, because there are obvious responses to this bullshit.
He's in an ultra-blue legislature, representing a blue district. It's like...
Yeah, I guess he can just say trans women are women and he'll...
Right. I don't think you actually get confronted by somebody with a different perspective very often.
A different perspective.
Often.
Because the thing is that far-right assholes like this are actually pretty niche. You can go through a good deal of your life in a lot of places without ever meeting one. And, that's a wonderful thing, and that there should be more of people not meeting them. There should be fewer of them.
And I imagine he's in such an echo chamber that they think this is not even an issue. It's all just made up. It's all just...
it is just made up, though. If you actually look at the statistics, the reason we know that it's made up is because the bigots keep, going and trying to find proof to support the idea that this really is some kind of a problem. And all they keep on coming up with is there's no evidence. Nobody's ever reported anything like that. There is not a single actual incident.
Like a Fox News fake news or
whatever. Well, it is fake.
They're going to start talking about her as, they talk about Riley Gaines.
It's another fake person. Though admittedly, becoming a Nazi because you're crap at swimming, that's neat. We had someone the OG Nazi became one because he was crap at painting. If you've ever looked at Hitler's paintings, you can really see that, because that motherfucker painted like Gen AI before Gen AI painted like Gen AI. The perspective is fucked up. It's all very lifeless.
Sure, and this audience is presumably this must be a town hall or an event he did, and they're mostly
I think it's probably a fair bet that it's an event he did.
Supporters, and it is an interesting glimpse into the echo chambers when you see how they respond to her. Let's listen a little more.
The bills you passed with the housing, I've read a lot of your bills, and like you said, there are bills that need to be opened up, and I'm telling you now, millions of women across America are being harassed and sexually assaulted.
This is just a lie. I mean, it's not millions, it's not even single digits.
In locker rooms. I'm a lesbian black woman. I'm not transphobic.
Yeah, but you clearly are.
I'm not homophobic. And
Well, I mean, you could be homophobic and be gay or lesbian. I mean, these guys are homophobic gays. That's what they mean by normal.
I do respect a lot of the things.
I mean, like the first gay Taoiseach in Ireland, Leo Varadkar, big homophobe, big opponent of gay marriage, really, really shitty on gay rights. He got all sorts of credit for being the first gay Taoiseach, but he was actually also a really big homophobe.
Done. But I do see a lot of these bills that you've passed that are dangerous for women and young children, and I understand that you're trying to be on a level playing field.
I mean, it's just, first of all, I wonder if somebody's identified who this is, because I'm guessing this isn't the first time she's done this.
And I'm here to represent my community.
Which community is that?
Because I hear a lot of things about my community in these bills, and I'm telling you as a woman, first and foremost, that this is dangerous, and we need your help, because you're in the office, you're going to go in the Polisky spot. I want to support you. I have millions of people behind me watching this right now. And we want to know, are you going to protect women?
But trans women are women, and that is a point that needs to be made in this context, because she's saying, protect cis women over trans women.
Not trans women, women, trans women are...
Oh, yeah, so yeah, she is a bigot. I mean, there she's being very explicit.
Women, listen, we need to protect women's safety. I was assaulted. No, they are not. They are men.
Yeah, okay, so that's all it took for her to go mask off. She was, like, doing her legitimate concerns bullshit, and all it took, nobody really said much of anything. And she immediately started just admitting that, yeah, she's a far-right transphobic piece of shit.
I was assaulted by men. He broke his wife's jaw so bad she needed reconstructive surgery.
I mean, why has this not been mentioned anywhere? The level of outrage bait over shit that didn't even happen.
Ooh,
wow. They literally booed.
Wow, wow, like they literally just said a basic fact that all decent people agree with, and that was all it took for her to just completely reveal her power level.
She's like, no, they're not. They're men.
That's
yeah. I mean, yeah, she revealed that she's just a fucking bigot.
Honestly, like, very eye-opening.
Yeah.
It was eye-opening, was it, Jem'Hadar, dude?
That's insane that people are actually at a town hall, like, believing that. I don't know.
Believing what she said? Yeah, I mean, if anyone believed her without any proof, I mean, I would tend to say, yeah, that's pretty wild. It didn't seem like anyone was believing that, though.
Oh, it's just weird. I guess because I live in Florida, I don't see it.
We don't see it. We forget how these...
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, you don't see... I wonder why it is that, I mean, in the state where being trans is utterly criminalized and where a large number of trans people have left as refugees, as internally displaced people for over the past couple of years, where, yeah, they live in fucking Florida. That kind of says everything.
Chambers are, but it's like...
Yeah.
Even if you truly are on the trans women are women train,
okay, so if you truly are, like, in possession of the ticket of admission to the club of halfway decent people with some kind of connection to reality,
which I've never really been on.
Oh wow, I'm shocked to hear that.
I always thought trans women is a category of male.
Wow. Okay. Yes. Very normal gays here. I mean, what's really cute, they call themselves normal gays. These are not actually widespread opinions amongst LGBT people. Even cis queers. These are the guys who talk for 5 minutes and, like, probably couldn't get laid at a bathhouse unless they just kept their mouths shut.
That's
right.
the most, like, accurate description.
And so... Yeah, so I've always I've never gone out of my way to be like rude. I don't go up to a trans woman and be
Well,
like,
yeah, I can tell you that you've totally not going out of your way to be rude here.
you're a man.
No.
But at the end of the day, if you were to ask me, are trans women men or women, I would always.
And when
have
it comes
Well,
to
so you suck, is what you're saying. Yeah, exactly. When you hear people who've decided that their, like, defining characteristic, their unique selling point is that they're normal, those are always the most normal people. They're just the most regular sort of people. There's never anything dodgy about them. It's like when Hinks and Jackal addressed CPI 2.0 and remarked how cool it was to be with so many normal people. Just months before it turned out that it was an extremely exploitative sex cult.
legal policy, you have to make that distinction. Like,
And not long after that, Hinks and Jackal decided he didn't want anything to do with Caleb Maupin. Because he's a very normal person. They're all very normal boys. These guys are very normal boys, too. Like, you can tell, this guy on the right here, he's such a piece of shit, he has to go to straight haircut. He gets his haircut done by straight people.
Can't be so worried about feelings that you start to quite literally craft bills that...
It's just so interesting, though, to watch this room full of, like, California liberals encounter what most people believe.
But it isn't what most people believe, though. See, I mean, and this is one of the, like, they keep on talking about echo chambers. But this is, like, the biggest fucking echo chamber. These right-wing echo chambers. Where they will constantly tell these people, hey, like, you're the majority. You people who, like, believe that, I don't know, fucking ivermectin turns frogs straight, and, like, have all sorts of interesting, beliefs about the Jewish question. You're the normal people. You're the majority. And they tell them this, and then they have to come up with weird conspiracy theories about why every time there's any indication, anything where you would actually have a chance to prove that, it comes out the other way, because actually these people are in a fucking bubble. And wow, what a pathetic... I mean, my studio isn't great, but theirs is really unimpressive. I mean, it's like... And they've got a fucking YouTube plaque, too, between their Chelsea Headhunters scarf and their...
Whether you like it or not, like, most people believe trans women are men.
People in California believe that.
Well,
I mean, well... And yet... Yeah,
like,
there was one person in that entire room.
Black people, like...
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. I love it when these guys who are totally not racist decide to deputize black people as a whole into whatever right-wing bullshit they're selling.
Income people, the people they claim to represent, especially like black people, like low-income people.
Oh, low-income people. Wow. Yeah, because low-income people, those are totally... it's low-income billionaires, you have to understand, who are funding all the transphobic propaganda that goes around. It's those low-income billionaires.
The people that...
Like, low-income people actually are not the people who vote for the people who actually agree with these guys. I mean... It is wild that there's this idea that low income equals right wing, even though actually people who vote for Republicans are the most affluent voting bloc. Disproportionately, their median income is way over the national median. Second place is people who vote for Democrats. Third place, poorest people in the country, people who don't vote for either of them and tend to be well to the left of both of them.
Claim to represent.
Because they're like the lower income people aren't privileged enough to believe in delusion.
Oh wow, yeah. See, because if you don't have money, that means that you believe right wing bullshit.
Virtue signal to themselves. That's what it is. It's like if you're actually attached.
What I mean, speaking of what it is, what the fuck is your haircut, my dude? Like, what happened here? Who hurt you?
To reality, you don't have time for this shit.
It's just fascinating.
What do you mean don't have time for this? How much time does it take to just not fuck with trans people. To just not be an asshole to trans people. Like, does that take extra time? Does it take extra time to, like, to not harass trans people in public toilets? Does it take, I mean, how does that work? And why do they think, like, no, people don't have time to just let people, live and let live somehow?
Though, to watch them be scandalized by the expression of such a mainstream opinion.
But it isn't a mainstream opinion.
Also, like,
they really are. No, aren't they not? Is
Yeah,
that
no,
not
that's
what we
literally
just
what it
witnessed?
sounded like. It sounded like she was saying something crazy. Meanwhile, the guy that was in the locker room has broke his ex-wife's jaw.
They don't-
What? Who the hell are you even talking about? Like, this is just one bigot has claimed that this is the case, has provided no evidence that this is true, has provided absolutely no evidence, has not given a name, has not explained how she supposedly knows this, and they're just they're just taking that as fact. Just random person libels somebody who criticized her and made her feel uncomfortable for being a bigot. And we're just taking that as fact, because these are the reality people.
On her name.
I think they probably just don't believe that. They just probably...
Oh, yeah, I think you're probably right. We don't believe that. Nobody's given us a reason to believe anything she said.
No, it's cognitive dissonance. It's like when people talk about, like, January 6th with MAGA supporters, or like Trump and Epstein being friends, you know.
Yeah. So...
It's true.
It's very real. People just ignore realities.
God, how much are these guys pissing? Like, look at this fucking 3-liter bottle that this guy is guzzling. The Jem'Hadar dude with the haircut that I do believe... I mean, I believe whoever... That haircut, I think, is actually an anti-gay hate crime that has been perpetrated against him. And we should do a crowdfunder to raise support for... to make deliberately giving a gay dude that haircut a hate crime.
I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But
see, it seems it's like if they could find IRL friends to have these garbage convos. I mean, Florida would be the place. But I have a feeling. I mean, the thing is that in Florida, most of the people who would want to join them in these conversations would also want to beat the shit out of them for being gay. Like, the...
It's just fascinating because I've never been like this. I've always had relationships and connections with both conservatives and liberals. So the idea, there are very few statements that somebody could make that would like shock me like that.
Well, I mean, you were just shocked by somebody saying trans women are women, and a minute ago you were shocked by the idea that maybe somebody could be criticizing a black politician for racist reasons. Like, that was even a theoretical possibility.
It's like make you go, yeah. It's like it reminds me of my days at UMass, where like,
could you please turn your head a little bit more in that direction, because your autofocus is giving us such an amazing view of the inside of your fucking nostrils.
Somebody had stood up in class and been like,
"Thank you."
I think abortion is murder. So many of the women in the room would have been like, What?
Yeah, because most people think that's bullshit. Like, normal people think that's bullshit.
Even though it's like,
all right, well, 30% of the country has always believed that.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know about has always. Because it's worth remembering that actually laws against abortion are a fairly recent thing. And the original laws against abortion were written on the premise that the patients were the victim. That the abortion was done against their will without their consent. I mean, if you look at the original abortion laws, which are like a little over 100 years old, which is not much. So I don't know if it's necessarily true that they've always, but I mean, yeah, okay, I'll be fine with it. I mean, 30% is pretty accurate, actually. Surprisingly accurate to admit that, yeah, actually, yeah, it's a minority view.
Also, there's a solid argument for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
so
it's
it makes sense. But if you haven't exposed yourself to it, it's like a...
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
well, I mean, I have exposed myself to it, and it makes me want to puke. Like, it's not lack of exposure that makes it disgusting. I mean, to makes their arguments, like, disgusting, bigoted, murderous bullshit. It's just that that's what their arguments are.
Everyone around here drives with Planned Parenthood stickers on their car. It's like,
I mean, the only thing I think I clutch my pearls at... Actually, I don't really clutch my pearls at anything, but, like, when I was around an influencer in LA, we were filming our project, and...
Yeah, I mean, abortion was a non-issue until it was not this huge controversy that, you know, people had strong anti-abortion opinions on until it became legalized and right-wingers decided it was a way to galvanize reaction. I mean, there actually, I'm almost certain, significantly more laws against abortion have been enacted in the 2000s than had been enacted anywhere in the U.S. between, like, 1789 and 1899.
And she said some pretty racist things, like, openly, did not care. Very, like, Nick Fuentes type. And I did clutch my pearls a bit at that.
Well, I like how if you think that racism is bad, like, I'm just kind of assuming for a second that this is true, and maybe it is. I mean, we've been given very little detail, but, like, maybe being appalled by shitty things is just a sign that you're human. Like, maybe you shouldn't feel bad, like, maybe you shouldn't shame people for being, disgusted with disgusting things.
That I was like, oh, like, this is normal now. But, like, that's the only thing, is when people are being, like, blatantly
just hateful.
Well, you've been being blatantly.
Then that's not pearl clutching. That's like just justified offense taking at something.
Yeah.
What's annoying to me...
Okay, now okay, yes, what he just said, actually, for probably the only time... Yeah, God, yeah, I mean, they couldn't even just put a green screen up so that they could, like... just do some shitty art of a normal gay club, you know, where it's that scene in Cabaret and everybody's wearing little brown shirts.
Is when people put themselves in such...
Yeah, the empty bookshelf really does kind of sell it. But it does also have the Chelsea... Like, one of London's biggest fash football clubs. Like, I mean, repping Chelsea.
Members that, like, fundamentally mainstream opinions are now, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, people have improved. Like, lots of opinions that were fundamentally mainstream back, in, say, 1930, for example. Now most people find them absolutely abhorrent. Because they've decided to listen to the people who always found them abhorrent. That's people improving.
Let's see if there's anything more in this clip.
I'm a lesbian. I'm not transphobic.
Wait, I mean, she fucking is.
Black.
She just got done saying trans women are men. Like, okay, these guys we just saw, and I know it's probably not in chronological order, but they were just, like, they were going off at the idea of even suggesting that there was anything to do with racism in, you know, a bunch of, like, white liberals criticizing Jasmine Crockett. And I say that again, not a fan, but And now they're gonna be like, oh, but she's black, she can't possibly be transphobic.
So if there's another black woman in here who wants to tell me how they feel, please.
All right, I just pause on this. I do hate that. Like, your opinion is
she's
not
doing
more or
it.
less. She's
No, I mean, at least that's consistent.
speaking their language, but your opinion is not more valid because you're black or because you're a lesbian.
No, your experience does not mean you are right.
Well, I mean, her being black does not make her less transphobic. Her experience, if she was talking about racism, if she was talking about anti-blackness, it would potentially mean that she would, then you would certainly want, it would mean she was entitled to a certain favorable presumption of probably knowing what she's talking about in ways that people don't experience it, don't necessarily, but...
It might help you form a correct opinion, but if your opinion is just solely resting on the fact that you're black, then I'm already tuning you out.
Yeah, I guess...
Well, I mean, I have a feeling this guy just tunes most things out, actually.
Maybe, in fairness, this audience...
Like, I mean, imagine being right-wing gays in Florida and still doing this pick-me shit years into... I mean, they... Oh, we got link spam. Okay, time to get rid of some link spam. You know, I always am impressed with link spammers who come to small channels that only have 8 people watching simultaneously to show how, to advertise how they can make you so visible. It really gives them credibility.
If I'm, to be honest, if it was me, I would probably pull as many cards as I could in front of this audience because that's the only way to shut them up.
Yeah, I mean, except they don't seem to have.
Yeah, that's what they won't shout her down. Like, if it was a white male saying this, they would have already thrown him out.
Well, I mean, it seems like she's on her way out already.
Even if it was a white gay male that was saying it,
it would have been like, cis privilege.
Scott would have been like, you just hate yourself, blah, blah.
It is interesting.
Well, I mean, you guys do clearly hate yourselves. I mean, and the fact that they're just doing this pick-me bullshit in Florida, where, I mean, it's already very explicitly homophobic as well what the government there is doing. They're very explicitly making it clear they intend to target the cis gays too. And they're sitting here doing this pick me thing. Like, I mean, do you not know what you're gonna get picked for?
I don't know what the right word is. Like, tame he is in response to this.
Maybe he's trying to actually win.
Maybe.
I mean, he was unprepared and, like...
But also it might be because it's somebody who outranks him on the victim hierarchy.
I mean, it was mostly... He wasn't tame. He just took a minute to collect himself. And all it took for her to crash out and completely oh, she's got right-wing merch. She's got anti-trans merch. XXXY on the back there, if you look. So yeah, she isn't just some random person who claims to have just been harassed out of nowhere. She is walking around with her far-right anti-trans merch on, and somebody trans criticized her, and she's trying to claim that she was verbally assaulted. Shut the fuck up.
This is a black lesbian woman, and he's just a cisgender gay man.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like he would probably shut down or, like, silence or dismiss.
I mean, all it took to completely discredit her was saying trans women are women, and a bunch of other people said that, and she immediately said the thing that if she wants to have any credibility at all, she would have to avoid outright saying.
One more,
That's
where
all
he's
it
been more
took.
Let's see how this goes.
Hey, Phil, please join in. But all of you are not. And I don't know who you are, what you are, but I'm a lesbian, and I'm telling you right now, men are harassing women in the locker room.
Well, no, you said a trans woman criticized you in the locker room, and that's assuming it happened in the first place.
Let's let him answer the question.
I'm just telling you, since y'all want to woo.
No, just let's
By the way, I respect what you have done. I just want to let you know that. I know.
let's give the senator the opportunity.
I'm done.
I appreciate your point of view.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry that you were harassed,
Multiple times.
and I appreciate.
Oh, now it's multiple times.
About it.
Yeah, like, shut the fuck up. This is a bullshit response. Like, okay, she had her back facing him. So she could see that she was wearing far-right merch. I mean, that is almost certainly the outfit indicating an organizational affiliation. She isn't just some random person. She is a right-wing operative. And rather than just shutting her down, just like, oh, I appreciate you sharing that with us. Fuck off. It's bullshit.
I think we need to protect the safety of all women. And that, obviously, that's incredibly important. And I also know that trans women are also brutalized in this country. So women...
By women like her, in particular.
And cisgender women are brutalized in this country, and we have to protect the safety of all women.
We have to protect women. We cannot be raped in the bathrooms by men that want to say they're white.
Well, this has literally never happened. They've been looking for a single case of this supposedly happening anywhere. There's never been a report of it. It's bullshit.
Not women. They're not women. I'm leaving. It's okay, but I'm not going to take it. I am leaving because you know
Good. She should leave. She should have been kicked out a while ago.
Protecting women. You're doing a lot. The bills that you're passing for the law, I read a lot of them. They're great. But this things with the trans, it's not right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I don't understand. I guess it's because he's trying to just win an election. But, like, how can you not make a clear distinction between protecting trans women and also identifying the fact that self-ID is a problem?
Well, because it's not a problem. Like, literally, it's just not. There would be evidence of it being a problem somewhere where it exists, if it were in fact a problem. That's why they're not making that connection, because that connection isn't there. Like, literally, if you think about it for 2 seconds, it doesn't even make sense that it would be a problem. Because why is somebody who's willing to risk an assault beef not going to allow themselves to be stopped by the fact that they're doing it in the wrong toilet?
He just all lives mattered her.
Yeah. No, he fucking didn't. Like, that isn't what All Lives Matter was about.
He did. He really did.
Like, these people don't know what that means.
That's crazy. That's a crazy way to put it.
Well, yeah, because it's bullshit.
No, listen, I think this is...
Like, these guys actually look like they were drawn by Gen AI the more I look at them. Like, they're very uncanny valley.
Interesting. None of this is particularly surprising to me. There's obviously tensions that exist and have existed here. But she is now getting criticized, Tish, on TikTok for being transphobic.
Because she was. Like, she said the thing. It took absolutely no time for her to crash out.
For the things that she said. Oh, God.
Wow, she said some shitty stuff, and people aren't congratulating. I mean, this always makes me flashback to... Okay, there was a live stream where it was Thought Slime and Lance from the Surfs together looking at Tim Pool. And Tim Pool was talking about why leftists are angry. And yeah, at one point they're talking, Tim Pool is just outraged that people criticize, right-wingers for shitty things that they've said. And Thought Slime's like, I think these people don't understand that when you disagree with somebody, you don't congratulate them on your disagreement. You don't just go and say, hey, that thing you said really fucking sucked. High five. Way to say something that sucks. Like, these guys do not understand that actually when you say something, when you disagree with a shitty thing somebody said, you don't actually... Do these pick-me gays not self-ideas? Well, yeah, I mean... Obviously, we need to get rid of sexual orientation self-ID. They should have to prove, especially your man here with this fucking haircut, the Jem Hadar cut, needs to actually, they should be forced to prove it. Like, because that's just the normal way. When you go into spaces, there is a checkpoint that in their, like, headcanon, or whatever the fuck. But okay. I just noticed the time. It is time to wrap up. Thanks to everyone who joined in. It's always good to see you. Glad you could make it, Sophic Manatee. I think we've been seeing each other a fair bit on Twitter or Blue Sky lately. I will be back at 11:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time tomorrow, and we'll continue the Last JabroniCon. Also, I just wanted to announce my latest short crowdfunded translation project, the Queer Communist Manifesto, by a queer leftist artist collective in Bishkek in Kyrgyzstan. That is now fully funded, so I'm going to get that. I'm going to try to have that up on the Patreon as a public post sometime next week. Have a good night, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. The normal gaze, my fucking ass.